In this video, we are going to take a look at string methods. Now, I want you to think of string methods as your helpers for manipulating strings in Python. Of course, we know that strings are immutable and cannot be changed in place, but these methods help us to perform actions on strings which we can then apply to a new variable or overwrite an existing string variable. We've mentioned built-in functions along the way, and there will be a whole section dedicated to functions later on in this course. Just to give a quick brief overview of what a function is that it is a block of code, a block of reusable code that performs a specific task or set of tasks, and it often accepts inputs as arguments and returns a result from the action of that function. And we're going to see that happen in this video. Let's head over to PyScripter. We'll once again use our Python interpreter and we'll create a variable called text. And we'll set this equal to some upper and lowercase text. Let's go with our Dublin is the capital city of, let's go lowercase, Ireland, and we'll hit enter. Okay, that text is all over the place. We'll call our text variable and we'll use dot notation. Now we can see the list of string methods available. We're going to use title. There are no parameters for the title method. We'll hit enter and we can see what this has done. It has capitalized the first letter of each word and it has made the following letters in each word lowercase. This is called title case text. Now we didn't overwrite our text. Look, it's still the same. We know that text is immutable. Let's create a variable called capitalized text. And we'll set this equal to our text variable dot capitalize. Again, this capitalize takes no parameter. We'll hit enter and we will print capitalized text to screen, and we can see that only the first letter in our string has been capitalized and the rest of the string is now lowercase. We didn't overwrite our original text value, as we can see. Let's create a variable called uppercase text and we'll set this to equal text dot upper and hit enter, and uppercase text, we will print the screen and we can see that all the letters have been capitalized, and we can also perform the same using lower. Let's say lowercase text equals text dot lower. Print lowercase text and all the text is now lowercase. Okay, so far none of these have taken a parameter, so let's use one that does require a parameter, and that is the replace method. Let's say replaced underscore text equals text dot replace. We need the old text and also the new text that we're going to replace it with. So let's take our wonky Dublin. We want to replace this with a nice version of Dublin. Hit enter. Now when I print replaced text to screen, we can see that the Dublin portion of that has been replaced. It has been fixed. The rest of the string has been left alone. We can also chain string methods. Let's create a variable called updated text and we'll set this to equal our text variable dot upper. We're going to set everything to uppercase so we know what happens with upper. And then we're going to use the replace and we're going to replace the capital Dublin that is returned from upper, and we're going to set this to equal Cork. People of Cork will love that. We'll hit enter and we'll print updated text to screen, and we can see that we got our capitalized we got our uppercase text and we replaced Dublin with Cork. In this video we got into some really good string methods. We know that strings are immutable, but we also have these string methods that allow us to manipulate the strings but not overwrite them in place. We need to explicitly overwrite a string variable after calling a string method. We can also assign it to a new variable. We know string methods can take no parameters or require input. There are over 40 string methods and it's up to you to go over to your workbook and work through each of them to see exactly what they do. Just take a few each day, have a look around the internet or ask ChatGPT for help and fill in examples for each string method. Now I advise you to skip ones that you don't exactly know what's going on. As your knowledge progresses with Python, you can revert back to these and fill them in and they'll all start to make sense eventually. String methods are pretty fun and you will have fun researching them and applying them. And as you apply them, try to think where you would apply this in GIS. For the most part, it is going to be data cleansing because we all know how poor some GIS data can be. Well, data in general.